as cash buyers, but they have properties that they will be releasing. And they plan to be down here by the end of year, maybe, depending on what I can find for them.
Nice.
So I will let the both of you know. Definitely, I'll keep you in the loop. I did tell them that I did have some teammates that'll be available to assist with their sale of their property. So we'll all get together on a Zoom call as a nice meet and greet because they're really trusted me.
Yeah, it's great that the YouTube got a great turnout. The
Yes.
YouTube video.
Yeah, and I also got a call, a young lady in Queens. She just bought a house in Queens. Anybody handling Queens, New York?
I have somebody in Queens that I could
Okay.
refer you to.
All right, when I get back in touch with her, I'll let you know. She just bought the house in Queens 3 weeks ago, and she's already had a burglar attempt, and she's scared, and she's relocating to Georgia by March.
So what's your channel? What's your YouTube channel?
My YouTube channel is Tim Mustard Seeds.
Oh yeah,
I'll put it in the chat.
I think you sent it to me because that's what I'm gonna start once I relocate. I'm gonna start a YouTube channel.
Yeah, I've been trying to get the other videos up, but I'm telling you, right now I'm getting 100 views a day, about 28 subscribers a week, and they are calling me. And if you don't believe me, just look in the chats. I think YouTube likes how interactive I am. So because I'm responding constantly in the chats, they are just emailing me. They're now I'm getting some that are bypassing the YouTube chats and they're just emailing me. So my pipeline is sweet for the spring, real sweet.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Lewis.
You did all the hard work. I could tell everybody what to do, but you actually did it. That's what matters. That reminds me of a story real quick before we get started. So there's a big difference, and some of you know this already. Some of you know there's a big difference between what's called a scarcity mindset and an abundance mindset. What the scarcity mindset means that you don't want to share your information with anyone because you're scared that they're going to take away any possible chance of you making any money, because there's a finite amount of resources, clients, money in the world, and you feel like you're going to lose if you share what you have. But to be honest with you, the only thing that you gain more of when you give it away is knowledge. So giving away knowledge is one of the best things you could do to not only help other people, but also help yourself. Because the more valuable you are, the more people want to be gravitating towards you. I had a partner once who told me, hey, we're losing agents and we're teaching them what we're doing. We're teaching them our secrets. And because of that, I'm worried that, they're going to go and they're going to spread our secrets to other agencies that they're going to go work at. And I said to my partner, I said, that's a valid thought, but I'll be honest with you. We can post our secrets on a billboard and nobody will do it because that's our hard work and it's uncomfortable. So just because you tell somebody what you do or how to do it doesn't mean they're going to do it. That's the moral of the story. So my congratulations to you, Belinda, for actually going out there and doing it. And now that you got a little taste of what it feels like to do the uncomfortable, I want to hear about what the next thing you're going to do or how you're going to improve on what you're doing to make it even better.
Yes, the other 2 videos that I did put out there was about short sales and just little tips on Airbnb. Those 2 videos are gaining momentum really fast also. So my next thing that I'm going to do, because I am getting a lot of questions on relocation, so my next video that I'm going to put out there is a commonly asked questions.
Okay, well, maybe we should talk about this today. You guys want to talk about, building your online presence with YouTube and what works and what doesn't work?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Okay, well, YouTube, guys, is an organic way of getting business. It's not a marketing platform where you know the commercials in between the videos, the ones you guys can't wait to skip over.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not what YouTube should be, right? So YouTube should be like, if you turn on YouTube and you find a video that makes sense to what you're looking for, is the person engaging with you like a real human being? Do you feel like you're getting that information from your friend, or do you feel like you're being sold something? if you feel like you're being sold something, you're not likely to want to subscribe to that person or ever want to hear from that person again after you extract that information. But if that person relates to you, talks to you like a friend and gives you friendly advice that not only impacts them, but impacted you, because people love to hear experiences. So I'm not sure if you guys ever watched videos that says, you know, my journey, my experience, what I eat in a day, what I, you know, what my day looks like, my daily routine, my makeup routine, this, you know, like, because people want to know about you because they feel like you're a friend telling them something. So if you can convey your information, like if you were to tell your friend about where you live, about you telling your friend how to buy a house, if you tell your friend how to get a loan, you know, if you talk that way to your audience will be really receptive. Because the number one comment I get from everyone that I speak to after the YouTube videos, and I'm sure Belinda probably hears it too, is like, you're so down to earth. I feel like I could really connect with you. I feel like you really, you're going through the same thing that I went through. You know, like, I don't know if you've heard that, Belinda, if you've kind of gotten that comment yet. Is that something
Yeah.
you've heard? Yeah.
Yeah, quite often. And like Lewis was saying, now, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go for it. No, I want you to interact.
Throughout the whole video, I never tell them that I'm a real estate agent.
Yeah. Exactly. They
They're
figured
finding
out.
that out. Yeah, they're finding that out by looking in the description and at the very tail end. And when they're calling me, the great thing is different from cold calling because they already know me.
Mhm.
So there's no script that I need to go off of when they call me or when they contact me, because they already feel like they know me. And so the trust is already there.
What's the name of your channel? Is it your name? I think I heard you say
10 mustard seeds. I
10 mustard seeds. That's right. 10 mustard seeds.
Because it's my channel. I never geared it to be a real estate channel. 10 mustard seeds is my blanket LLC that I just really put quite a few of my business up under, and real estate will just be a playlist on it.
I'm having a hard time. I'm finding a lot about mustard seeds.
Okay, here, I'll get the link up for you.
10 mustard seeds, Belinda Roberts. I found you.
Meet your next pillow.
Okay, so we're gonna do a case study on Belinda's channel. Are you guys up for that?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, so we're gonna dive in real quick and let's see, share my screen. Cool. Okay, you guys can see this, right?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. First things first, we see Belinda's channel here. And Belinda, if we go to her, this is her, how I would see her channel if I was to go to it. So we have a banner up here. Her banner represents that she's a family person. 10 mustard seeds. If you're into Christianity, you'll see the symbolic nature behind this. And then she has here family life, travel, health, beauty, make it yourself, good reads. Okay, nothing about real estate. I wouldn't be opposed to use, putting it in here somewhere, because it's not a all in your face real estate. You know, it's kind of like real estate is kind of also my thing. I wouldn't be against that, Belinda, just to give you like a little insight from here. But other than that, this looks good. Now, the only thing is that one thing, if I was coming to your channel for the first time and I didn't know any better, I might think that this might be about gardening. All right, does anyone agree with me? What do you guys feel? Speak out loud, because this is to help Belinda and for us to learn too.
I think it's like mind law, nothing like real estate.
What was it, Alejandro? What did you feel like it was about?
Like what I was trying to say is like mind law, like different
like vlogging, like a vlogging channel.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Awesome. All right. Yeah. So you can have a vlogging channel and make it about real estate too. That's nothing wrong with that. But I'd like to see maybe you just interject a little bit about real estate into this banner here. Okay. The name you can keep, 10 mustard seeds. That's fine. I mean, people have weird names for the craziest channels. It doesn't really matter. I think once people start identifying you as the go-to person on something, That's not going to make a difference of your name. Okay, so as we scroll down on her page, we see that you have 3 videos right now. One on short sales, you have 5 tips for home sellers and Airbnb owners, and the why I left New Jersey, which is looks like it's your marquee video. It's got 6,400 views. So this one is the one that's really helping your channel. So let me just jump over to your videos page, and I see that, yeah, you have 4 videos. So the number one thing I'm going to tell you right now is while you have momentum, you want to double down. You don't want to wait till your views stop coming in for you to start worrying about your next video. So as you can see, let me see something. You know what, if I went into your page or analytics page, I can probably do a little more deciphering, but I'm just going to go you from the perspective of the viewer. If I go to your page here, I'm seeing, okay, well, she's just getting started in her YouTube journey. There's nothing wrong with that. People like to be part of a grassroots thing sometimes. But what I would do is I would make sure that I have at least enough videos on my page to cover the first inspection of your channel. So what that means is that you probably got about, let me see, I'll tell you right now. You've probably got, you've got 6 across and you've got 4 down. So my goal for you would be 24 videos in the next 3 months. That's 8 videos a month. That's 2 videos a week. That's not hard to do because you don't really have to. The thing with real estate videos is that you don't have to be perfect. You just have to deliver the information. You don't have to make perfect high-end, completely, you know, edited through like A to Z or anything like that. You just have to deliver the information people are looking for. That's why this video here, why I left New Jersey, moved to Georgia, is getting so many views. Now, 5 tips for home sellers and Airbnb owners, and this one, foreclosure moratorium on federally backed loans. This is not going to perform as well, and I'll tell you right now, I'm going to make a prediction, go on a limb and make a prediction, because this and this is not as personal as this. Do you see your title here? Why I left New Jersey and moved to Georgia. People want to know your experience, but here it almost feels like I'm going to be rattled off a bunch of boring data. And people don't want to be bored. People want to be entertained and told the story. A long time ago, people used to gather around a campfire and they used to hear stories. We never used to have TV. We didn't have books. We didn't have any of that stuff. So people ingrainedly in their psyche want to hear stories. So if you can create your video as a story and still educate people, then you're going to have a knockout video. You're going to have something that's really going to perform really well. That's why this video is doing so good. Now, we're going to watch the video and we're going to see what parts of it I think are really, really good and why it's working and what parts of the video can improve. And also, I'm going to tell you guys, and I'm going to show you that the first 15 seconds of the video are the most important. The reason why is because Google, YouTube, they grade you on an algorithm, which basically says, if you have a lot of people leaving your video within the first 30 seconds, I say make it 15, because if you can get people's attention within the first 15 seconds, they're likely to stay for the following 15 seconds too, and you have a better performing video. The first 30 seconds are the most important, because if YouTube and Google start to notice that people are not sticking around for your videos, they're going to grade your video not to be that good, and they're not going to show it to more people. The reason why your video is being viewed is because people are sticking around longer, Belinda, to watch more of what you have to say. So let's jump into the video real quick. But before I do, any questions of what I said so far on the titles and like what your topics are?
Nope.
Okay, now I'm going to show you how to improve these titles without changing your video in just a second, okay? All right, let's take a look at this real quick.
Hey Naples, Fountain X is a boutique fitness and wellness studio dedicated to achieving results through common. So you want to know why I left the Garden State to move to Georgia?
I do.
Well, stay tuned and I'll tell you.
Okay, let me just stop here for 1 second. Even though this is pretty, and I'm sure you're very proud of your bumper, get rid of it, because people have no patience whatsoever and have no attention spans whatsoever. So you got my attention when you first asked the question in the beginning, but then you hit me with a bumper. And during this bumper, I'm not even sure how long it is because we're not done with it. I'm already starting to lose interest. And if I'm losing interest in the beginning of the video, it's not a good sign. If you love this bumper, throw it at the end of the video. Don't put it in the beginning. Does that make sense so far?
Yes.
Okay. And don't take anything personal. I just want to make sure that you understand and all you guys.
Too late, too late.
Hi, I'm Belinda Robertson, and you're here on my channel because you want to know my personal reasons why I left the Garden State and moved to the Peach State. So here we go. Before I start, I just want to let you know that I do have them numbered 1 to 7. These are my personal reasons, and they are truly not in any particular order. These are just my personal reasons of why I left the Garden State and moved to Georgia. But first, let me give you a little background about myself. I was born in New York, Bronx. I grew up in the Bronx, Millwood Projects, and then my family moved to New Jersey. I lived in Newark, Irvington, East Orange, Sayreville, and my last stop in New Jersey was South Amboy. And after South Amboy, I transitioned down here to Georgia.
All right. You see what she did there? Anybody want to tell me what she did? This is a case study, so it's not all about what I have to say. What are you guys feeling right now?
I love how she
Connected with her.
asks questions. Yeah, when she asks questions, she gets our attention.
Correct. What else is she doing? That's a good point.
I like that she lists off where she has lived. Like, I'm from South River, so I lived right near Sayreville.
Yeah.
So I can relate right away to the video.
That was the word, relatable. She's becoming relatable. If you jump right into the information, okay, reason number 1, reason number 2, reason number 3, reason number 4, you might get the information you're looking for, but you're not building a connection with the person. She's
Agreed.
relatable.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And
Very
she has
good.
a very soft, sweet voice.
Yeah, that's good. Some people like that, but some people want that, you know, in your face Gary V guy too. So just because you may not be soft spoken like her doesn't mean there's not an audience out there for you. So I don't want any of you guys to ever say like, oh, I don't sound like Belinda, or I'm not like Gary V, or I'm not like Lewis. There's an audience for everyone, guys. Every single person out there can relate with someone else. So don't ever undermine yourself. And Belinda's really good at how she sounds. She's a great sounding Belinda. And the only thing that you need to sound like is confident. That's it. Other than that, sound like yourself. But yeah, she's becoming very relatable. And I want to know more about her now because either I lived in those areas, I know people in those areas, or I have traveled to those areas. So I'm like, okay. Oh, I understand. Okay, that's where you've come from. So now I know your background. Now I'm curious about how that was different from here. So let's continue watching.
I have one regret, but I'm saving that to the end of the video. So if you want to.
All right, that was clever. Now she's got me hooked to the end of the video. That was good. That was good. You see what she did there? She gave you guys a reason to stay to the end of the video. And remember what I said, the longer you watch, the better it grades your video. So that was a good tip, Belinda, and do that on all your videos if you can.
Here, the one thing that I don't know if it's fair to call it a regret, but it's just something that I wish I had known or paid a little more attention to. Stay tuned to the end of the video. It's not quite what you think. What made me initially move to Georgia? Well, my sister had bought a house and I would constantly come back and visit her. The house that she bought was a brand new build, had 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, probably a little over 2,000 square feet and at least a half-acre yard. Very nice area of Georgia. Now, let me tell you, not in Atlanta, but she wasn't far from Atlanta. She was about 35 minutes from Atlanta out on I-20. And as I visited her a couple of times, I asked her personal about the home and come to find out that her mortgage payments, my rent that I was paying in South Amboy, almost, not quite, but almost tripled her mortgage payments on a much bigger house with land. It wasn't long before that I was sold, after I kept adding up the cost. My second reason for move.
Okay, you guys noticed that her first reason wasn't just a reason. She didn't say, the first reason is because it's cheaper and I get more house for my money. Moving on to reason number 2. She didn't do that. She gave a story, and she told you what she wanted to tell you through a story. She may have done this unconsciously, but it's the right way to do it, because she just turned a 5-second potential reason into a story that kept me watching, because I wanted, oh, you're telling me a story. Now I want to know, how did that story end? Because I'm intrigued and I'm looking for this information, and you got my attention. That's why this video, I'm telling you right now, this video has been out since February. I'll tell you right now, by summer, that's when the peak season of house shopping is pretty much in the country. This video is going to have 50,000 to 100,000 views. Okay, so Belinda, you better have more stuff for them to watch besides this one video, okay?
Moving from New Jersey to Georgia was when I came down to visit my sister. I noticed how easier everybody was breathing. No, we didn't come down to visit her. One time we came to visit her in November. We came to spend a Thanksgiving with her. Next time we came down was that smack in the middle of summer. Everybody was fine. Yes, it's a humidity is different. Yes, the smog is different, but still it was a better air quality. And I noticed how we all, my family I'm speaking about, when we came down to visit, how we all pretty much adjusted fairly well. My third point for moving is, as I was driving up and down the highway coming down here to visit her, I realized that I didn't have to pay any tolls across the Mason-Dixon line. You know, the Mason-Dixon line, you know, the border between Maryland and Virginia, the Great Divide from north to south. There are no tolls going past Virginia. Now, again, I'm speaking about 2004, 2003. Virginia may have tolls right now around the DC area. I don't know. But now Georgia does have tolls. They tried to implement the Peach Pass. Last time I came up there, I know I have paid almost $25 in tolls and barely traveled 50 miles just between New York and New Jersey. So let's just put it right there. Georgia does have the Peach Pass. No one's mandated to get it. Does it help with traffic? Absolutely not. Let's face it. No matter what major city you're going to move to, you're going to have traffic. You're going to have a rush hour. So 10 minutes sitting there or moving at 5 to 20 miles per hour, get used to it. Doesn't matter where you move to, unless you are one of those that are able to just work from home, like me, just work from home. You don't have to deal with that. So just keep that in mind. So my coin holder in the car, yeah, the first year that I was here, I think I could be the contributor problem to the coin shortage. Yep. Didn't have to drop any more coins. So therefore my cup holders and my Honda Odyssey, yeah, they were all pretty full.
Okay. I like what she did here, guys, because she not only gave us the good, but she gave us the bad. She told us Georgia's not perfect. We still have traffic. So now you understand how I'm not feeling sold. I'm feeling educated as a friend. I'm not being kind of like pushed in a direction with, you know, everything's rosy and rainbows and sunshine. She's giving me the truth, but I can deal with that because I know that what she's saying is the pain points back in the Northeast are much worse, because at least I don't have to pay to sit in traffic. You guys are following me?
Yes.
Do you guys agree?
Yes.
Okay. Now that's good, Belinda. I'm not sure if you did that also purposely, but it's good that you gave a bad, not only a good. So let's go ahead and continue.
So I think I still need to do some wrapping, quite honest with you. Let's talk about number.
Oh, she also threw some humor in there. Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard me chuckle, but there's a little humor.
I
in
loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people are not that good at humor. You know, she had a kind of like a real kind of like undertone, but I caught it and I thought it was funny.
For what I have on my list for number 4. When I moved down here, purchased a house, and the fact that I was able to sit on my porch, front or back, and just enjoy the peace, the tranquility, or just watching nature. I don't know. If you are used to big city and you're looking to just break away and know that you want to break away and make that your lifestyle, with all sincerity, it is the place to come, because just like I said, I'm not in Atlanta, I'm in West Georgia. So every county, the little towns around here, does have your major chain restaurants, does have your major chain grocery stores. So you're not missing anything. If you just like to go out to eat, there are places, plenty of places that you can enjoy yourself. Number 5 was hospitality. Hospitality is still just as great as when I moved down here. When I came down here in 2004, it even surprised me that the local police officers were human, meaning that they can see you in the store, they be doing their shopping or whatever, full uniform, or just walking to their squad car, whatever it is that they were doing. They acknowledged you as a human person. They said good morning, they said good evening, they said hello, how are you? And generally would just really carry on a wonderful conversation with you if that was your intent. Even going to the stores, not even just talking about law enforcement, typical workers. No one here carries the attitude, well, the majority of people here, because I don't know everybody here. So the majority of people that I have encountered, and it could be, it's just, I have the wonderful personality also, just saying, but I have not encountered where I'm ignored for no reason, or where I can acknowledge someone and not get an acknowledgement back. So not everybody needs that, but that helped with my decision to move to Georgia. So let's go on to my next bullet point. Here's number 6. Number 6 is funny. It's funny and it doesn't apply to every place, but the subdivision that I moved into, there are no sidewalks. There's a lot of places here in Georgia and in West Georgia and all over that areas that do not have sidewalks, barely sidewalks in the main towns. A lot of them are being are going through some rehabilitation right now, which is nice to see. Do I say people are utilizing the sidewalks? No, not really. No one around here is really used to walking around to get to stores or where they want to be. Everybody pretty much gets in their car or their golf cart and goes right along. There are a couple of people here that still use a horse to get to Walmart, but only here in West Georgia.
I guess this is as good a time as any to tell you that you've given a lot of visuals, but never given us any visuals. Like, you've told us about a lot of the things, but you haven't really given us any stock footage, even with your cell phone. Like, you don't have to go out there and shoot like a whole big old elaborate thing, but I would appreciate it, a guy on a horse. You
Okay,
guys
well,
agree?
I definitely will show you. He goes out every Saturday.
Yeah, for sure. Like, your next video, you need to give us more real life Georgia.
Agreed.
Because you're giving us a lot of stock footage from, like, or even maybe pictures of, from the MLS or whatever. But I would love to see the real authentic, your perspective of Georgia. But let me continue. But that's good.
So that's all that I'm speaking about. Number 7 probably should have been my number 1. But again, these really aren't in any particular order. But my number 7 reason is the weather, guys, the weather. I was ready to make a transition, and I could have easily made the transition to Florida, but I didn't. The reason why I didn't go to Florida is because I am still a city girl. I like the weather up north. I like this. I like to witness and be a part of the physical change of seasons, meaning from winter to spring, you get to watch everything that was bare, you get to watch it come alive. From spring to summer, everything that the spring has colored green around, you get to watch the rain come in and usher in this beautiful warm air where we're just out there enjoying ourselves. From summer, of course, to fall, where we experience the leaves change and things fall off, and you get to put on a sweater or overcoat and plow or whatever you do with the leaves, rake them up, kick them around, let the kids play in them, or even just walk around the park and pick up these wonderful, magnificent colored leaves off the ground and just compare them. I like that. I like to go on my nature walks. And that's one thing about Georgia. We do have a lot of parks around here to do hiking and nature walks and waterfalls. It's just abundant in that to experience nature. So there you have it. Those are my personal 7 reasons of why Belinda Robertson and her family transitioned to Georgia from New Jersey. Now, I told you that I was giving you a bonus. And nope, it's not what you think. But here it is. Here is my, I don't really want to call it a regret, but the right word that, no, here's what I wish I knew before. Not to say that this would have stopped my move, but I think I would have been a little better prepared. You ready for this? Pizza. I miss pizza. Now, here, I don't care where in Georgia you are. There are no New York pizza restaurants here in Georgia. I only found one that can come extremely close, and that's called Big Pie in the Sky in Kennesaw. I'm not plugging them. I just go there when I know that I need to have that slice of pizza that when you fold it, which I had to teach many people around here about folding slice of pizza, why you had to fold it. And when you fold it, that oil, that orange oil that comes, and that, when you have it, it could drip down and you could pretty much just lick your elbow.
All right. Definitely relatable, down to earth.
Damn, I'm hungry as hell now. Who the hell's bringing pizza today?
You're making me exactly. You're making me hungry, and I would have partnered up with the pizzeria on this and actually shot a little bit. You would have got free pizza for life. But I like where you're going with this, and you're ending the video on a really light note, which I really like, Belinda. This is really good. That's why your video is doing so well.
That's the only place where I could go and get it. And the only way that I found out about Big Pie in the Sky is that that Food Network show, Man versus Food. He was there, and I said, that's nearby. I gotta find it. That's the only place where, honestly, I have found true traditional Brooklyn style, New York style, Famous Ray's style pizza. Yeah, I miss you, Famous Ray's, and I'll say I do. Well, there you have it. Those are my personal reasons of why I left the wonderful Garden State to move down here to the awesome peach state of Georgia. Again, I am Belinda Robertson. If you like the content that I have just delivered to you, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you want to transition to Georgia, no matter where you are, well, guess what? I am your local real estate agent. So go ahead and leave me a comment or send me an email, and I'll be more than happy to help you out with your transition needs. All right. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Okay. All right. That was amazing, Belinda. That was a great video. I think we're gonna maybe that's the wrong word, digest, because you're talking about pizza, but we're going to kind of give you a wrap up on this. The only thing I want to tell you right now is at the end, it's good that you obviously gave them a way to contact you and you let them know you're a real estate agent, but I'm still not sold on Georgia. So what I would want to do is that now I want to know more. I want to know about schools. I want to know more about, I don't know, home prices. I want to know more about this. So the only thing I would suggest is that when you end a video, you always direct them to your next video, because on YouTube, you can have a card show up here on the screen showing your next video or showing a playlist of videos. So at the end of your video, you can always say, if you guys still want to know more about Georgia and this video wasn't enough, check out one of the ones on the screen right now, and I'll see you over there in just a second. Or if you're get really good at this and you become a master at this, you can start talking about something at the end of your video, but then at the end of the video, you say, You know what? But that is a video that I just created. If you want to learn more about that, check it out right here. So for instance, if you start at the end saying, now, you know, one of the things a lot of people ask me is about the schools, and people are like, oh yeah, the schools, you know? So if you want to learn more about schools, check out the video I have right here, because now you just got their attention and now you're directing them to your next video, because you can't make one video an hour long because your engagement is going to be horrible. But it can make them these, you know, 10 to 20 minute videos. This is great. And then you direct them to your next 10, 20 minute video. You know, you keep the engagement on your channel, which gives a signal to YouTube that you are the go-to Georgia expert. So you follow me on the end? You did good there, but I would just say directing to more.
Yeah.
Okay, good. What do you guys think? Overall thoughts of Belinda's video? I'm gonna show you guys a couple more examples of a few other videos that I think you guys would learn a lot from.
I think it was awesome. You did an excellent job. Do you do your what do you do your recording? What do you use? You use the app?
My Samsung, what is it? I have an S20.
Woo!
That is
That's the one I have.
all. That is all my phone. I don't even have a clip-on microphone. I have a green screen behind me, even right now, and I do all my editing in Adobe Premiere Pro.
Nice.
How do you do the background?
How do I do it?
Yeah, I love it.
Well, green screen, then you got to chroma key it out.
Oh.
But one thing I do want to let you guys know, Lewis, I did that in February. At the end of our Monday call, he said, you guys are serious, you're going to do it. And this was my first YouTube video of this caliber. I've done a ton of ministry videos. I have no problem in the pulpit, like I said before, doing podcasts. But this was so far out of my comfort zone. It took me almost 2 weeks to edit it because I hated every minute of it. It may not show, but I was not putting this video out. And to be real, it really did discourage me because it got like maybe 20 views for the first 5 months. And then, like I said, then all of a sudden it started picking up momentum. And that honestly is the reason, because I saw that it was getting no views and I was just lollygagging around. That's why there were no other videos behind it. Now that it's gaining so much momentum and I'm getting a lot of feedback and a lot of people questioning, now it's like, all right, I do have some in a pocket to edit, but now I don't have time to get it out there. But I'm not going to make that excuse of no time anymore. I'm going to make sure and follow the suggestion from Lewis and do the next 2 and push out 2 a week.
Good.
But I did want to let you guys know all the arms and I didn't want to do this video, you guys. I really didn't. I did not like nothing about it.
Yeah, it's better that you're not highly polished because you're more relatable. Let me just tell you that much. Do you guys agree?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'll wait.
Hi, Sarah. Good morning, guys. I came in a little late, but I'm so grateful to you, Lewis, for playing this video, because it's like one of those things I've been meaning to do forever is watch it, and I haven't. So it's really nice to see Belinda shine. And Belinda, you would never know that you didn't love it, because I think it's beautiful and excellent.
You know.
And then, hello? Oh. And then, what I was gonna say? The editing part though is really hard, right? So I wanted to offer a tool that I use. It's called Descript, DESCRIPT. Have any of you heard about it before?
Friends of yours, how do you know that?
No?
Hmm.
Okay, so what it does is it takes out all the ums, ands, buts, all the filler words that we accidentally say, just like that, when we're thinking of what to say in between. It removes all of that. And it does some other cool things too that I can't remember, but I'll put it in the chat. I think it's really helpful for those of us who, like me, who don't know how to edit and are learning.
Yeah, absolutely. So the editing process gets a lot of people hung up sometimes. So if you're not into that, you don't have the time for that, you can simply just send the video out to an editor on Fiverr or on Upwork. And the reason why I mention that is because the next example I'm going to show you guys right now is Brent. He's on the call right now. I'm not sure if he's able to speak, but Brent has no interest in learning how to edit, or he cares to learn. That's not his thing. His thing is being with people and being a networker. So Brent wanted to obviously copy the strategy that I've been doing, and it's worked because he's in a brand new land. He's in Sarasota. He knows very little people in Sarasota. He's from New Jersey, but he is able to pick up a phone and record himself and record certain things. And I'm going to show you guys right now that Brent is getting engagement on his videos. And with YouTube, YouTube doesn't work like Facebook or Instagram, whereas you get immediate your surge in interactions in the beginning, and then it fades away. YouTube is the exact opposite. YouTube, it could be months later, and you can catch the wave of the algorithm, and it could take you to hundreds of thousands of views. It's happened to me. It's happened to Belinda. It'll happen to every one of you guys, because what's going to happen is your videos are going to start to get viewed by the right people, because YouTube, they send out your video to people they think is going to enjoy your content. It has like these points on everyone, these data points. And eventually it might get the data points right with the type of person that will enjoy your videos. So it may take a few months to get there, but then after it starts to understand that these are the people that like your videos, do more of those videos. Because what really kind of wrecks your channel is if you do something that catches momentum, and then you start talking about different things on the channel. And then you're going to wonder why my one video has 100,000 views and the next video has 20 views. You got to stay in the niche. Once you've caught the momentum, your channel is done. You got to stick with that. You got to stick with that topic. If you want to go into gardening, then you got to open up another channel. They're free, so it's not going to cost you anything. So always stay on topic. So let me show you guys on one of Brent's, and I'll show you a different style, which there is no wrong, guys. This is what I want to show you guys. You may not relate to how Belinda did hers, because she did hers more kind of talking head style. Maybe you're more like out there networking type of person. I'm going to show you one that Brent did that I absolutely loved. I thought it was great. I'm going to show you how he did it. And you can see, maybe you guys can get some inspiration from that as well. I'm not sure if it was maybe this one. Is that one? Yeah, there's two that I liked a lot. Let's try. This one's performing a little better.
Okay, so today we talk about that ugly word, bubble. You've heard it thrown around as a descriptor of the real estate market lately, right? Well, if you haven't, it's only because you have not been paying much attention to real estate conversations in the last 3 months. Almost 330,000 people have moved into Florida during the last 12 months. That's 27,500 per month, 916 per day. Let those statistics sink in.
Okay, so right off the back, within the first 30 seconds, he addressed what the video is about. He told me statistics that I would not have been able to find on my own unless I Googled it. And he showed me a visual of Sarasota. His title is the housing bubble about to burst in Sarasota? Because if he would have just said, is the housing market, is a housing bubble about to burst, period? Well, that's too generic. You need to be very specific, because the more people you try to target, the less people are going to see it. The more specific you get, the more niche you get, the better your video is going to do, because YouTube needs those niche videos, because the niche videos are what people look for. So what do you care if the housing market is going to crash in Vegas if you're in Jersey, or vice versa? So the reason why this video is doing better than his other videos is because he's being real intentional. Is the housing market about to burst in Sarasota? So let's continue watching. You guys can see.
Think about him seriously. That, my friend, is a mass migration of humanity on the scale of what went on in Ellis Island in the 19th century. That scenario has created a building frenzy of new homes in this state of Florida. The decrease in the supply of homes has led to a directly proportional increase in the price of homes. So folks are asking, how long can this trend continue before the whole thing explodes like a bursting soapy water bubble? Like really silly crazy. The craziest story I've heard so far is a woman who was working with Redfin. She offered to name her unborn child after the owner if the owner awarded her the purchasing contract. Well, you know what? She lost the contract anyway. Now, you remember the housing market.
Now, see, guys, like that's crazy. Like, you know, like he threw in some humor there with, you know, it's true, but someone's going to name their kid after the listing agent if they got the property. I'm sorry, after the seller, if they got the property. Like, that is on another level. Like, that's crazy. It's a little bit far-fetched. But he put it in there, which I thought was good.
Of 2008, right? Some are now comparing that bubbly market of 2008 to this present market, which appears to be very bubbly as well. So what do you think? Forecast for real estate in 2022?
Well, 2022, I do think that we're going to see the level of inventory continue to rise. I think people are going to become more comfortable listing their home, putting it on the market. We're already seeing interest rates starting to creep up. So buyers, you know, that's going to kind of weed out some of the buyers that are fringe, that may not be able to afford houses in this market. So that's with the interest rates going up and with the level of inventory also going up. I think that's going to kind of bring a little bit of a balance and stability to the market. And, you know, we're not going to see as many multiple offer situations as we're seeing with all the homes that, you know, were on the market in March of 21 or let's say July of 21.
So better time to list your home to sell or better time to be looking for a place to buy?
Well, I do think it's still a good time to buy, right? Because although the interest rates are going up, they're still historically low, right? We went from 2 to 3%. So, I mean, still, that is like a really, really great interest rate. Then also in terms of selling your home, you still have, Florida's not necessarily as seasonal of a market as you have the northern states. So you do have a lot of people that are looking to, you know, move down to the area. So you still have significantly more buyers that are coming down, especially to Sarasota. It's one of the fastest growing areas in the nation.
Okay, you see, what was used there is called an interruption, because as I was starting to get lulled away by the pattern that Brent had created between himself and the drone video, my mind started to automatically drift off because I was already comfortable. You know, you're almost like, you know, sometimes you guys sit for too long somewhere, you start to fall asleep. But same thing happens when you're watching a YouTube video. So what he introduced is an interruption. The only thing I would suggest is that interruption would have come just a little bit sooner. But that interruption got my attention again. He introduced a different perspective. He introduced the same topic type question from a different authority figure. So now I'm not just learning from Brent, I'm learning from another boots on the ground professional that's giving me their perspective, and it's just not biased by one person like Brent. Do you guys see what he did there? You see why that was important?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because sometimes we watch things and we don't realize why we're engaged. So right now we're kind of breaking apart a video that works. So let's just watch a little more, and then I'll
Now there's this guy named Brian Buffini. Brian Buffini is a real estate market analyst, public speaker, best-selling author, and founder of Buffini and Company. Also, the first trend in the market is the expectation of the general public or the buyer that the market is going to collapse. The bubble's going to burst. That's not unlike the other previous market booms. Do you realize that in the last 90 days, there has been a 2,500% increase in the #1 question asked on the Google search in regards to the housing market, and that is this: when is the housing market bubble going to burst? Well, Buffini says that bursting bubble just ain't coming on this particular boom. And then he gives some trends why.
Whoa, the housing bubble ever going to burst? I don't really think it's ever going to burst. I really feel that the housing market is here to stay. I feel at this present time, the housing market is going to be bigger than it ever was. Why do I feel that way? Well, I'm going to tell you, the reason why I feel that way is people right now are using their homes as their office. But right now, a lot of people are still working from home. And not only they're using it for homes for their office, they're using them for school. their kids, they're teaching their kids in school. A lot of kids right now, because of COVID, are staying home and working, doing their schoolwork from home. So second most powerful thing ever is that from not even from 2006, 7, and 8, when our economy blew up and they had the 0% down loans, people have put more money down on their homes right now. So we have people that are credit worthy. Not only are they credit worthy, we have people that have put a substantial amount of money down, and they are really into their house with a lot of equity. Not like it was before. Before was nothing but investors. And let me tell you, this is a totally different time at this present time. So I have to say is to answer your question, I don't ever think it's going to burst.
See, I love what he's doing. He's introducing different perspectives, not just one or two, but he's really going. You can tell, like, when you watch a video like this, that this person took a lot of time, and they really thoroughly did their homework on putting this video together. So now I'm like, okay, well, this is more like an authority video, has more of a serious tone, and I better keep watching if I'm serious about buying a home in Sarasota, because now this guy starting to appear as someone who really knows what they're talking about versus someone who just grabbed their cell phone and recorded in their car for 15 minutes and just told you their perspective on something, which I would have probably tuned off a long time ago. So he's doing a lot of really good practices here. I'm gonna, he's got a lot more of this, but I want to respect your time. I know we're running kind of low, so I want to skip towards the end of the video to see how he wrapped it up, and you guys can get some inspiration from it.
Buyers should be encouraged by the forecast. You guys should prepare. You begin to scout, begin to search the market, begin to study, begin to research, and find out what should be a part of your knowledge skills. Come, give me a call. You can get on my website at brenthaggerty.com. You can give me a call at 908-240-8801. But whoever it is, get on with someone and start your homework, my friend. Brace yourself for an intense search, some frustration, and some disappointment built into that search. And those who are talking the bursting bubble language, my friend, I just want to encourage you. It probably is time for you to learn to speak a new language. I think there is a brighter day dawning for the buyer of real estate than those who have been dawning for the last 18 months. Good luck.
Awesome. I love it. So do you guys see that his video is vertical? It's portrait, not landscape.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Do you guys care? Because after watching the video and seeing how much information and how much good content he provided, do you even care that it's portrait versus landscape?
No.
No.
It feels like it's done intentionally to get your attention, right?
Yeah.
Good. Brent didn't lose sleep over this. He said, whatever it is, it is. As he's going, he's learning. So next time he'll probably do it in portrait. Who knows? Or maybe he'll keep it in landscape. But it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to get out there. This video is more of a factual video. So these don't get as many views. If Brent did another video, which I'm going to encourage him right now to do, if he does another video on my experience of leaving New Jersey and moving to Sarasota, that video is going to do really well, because people want more of the personal feel of why somebody did something, or how did it affect you, because I might have a similar outcome to you. So if Brent does that video, it's an easy one. It's an underhand pitch, and he'll do really well with that video. So Brent, I encourage you to do that one. That one's easy because you don't have to do too much research. You just have to recall the information. We are running a little bit late on time, so I'm going to jump into one of my videos to kind of give you guys kind of an idea of what really worked well for me. But before I do you guys have any comments or suggestions or takeaways from Brent's video?
Louis, how many videos did you say a week we should be dropping?
I mean, you just be consistent, because YouTube loves consistency. So if you drop a video a day, great. If you drop a video a week, great. Just keep the consistency, because then it knows that you're consistent 1 week of one video a week person, or you're one video a month person. As long as you don't drop 2 videos in one day, and then don't drop another one for a month, and then drop a few a week. And like if you're all over the place, it doesn't. There's so many different ways that the YouTube algorithm works. It really is kind of like a science, but I'll just tell you this: consistency will beat quality any day at a time. Just get yourself a decent microphone, unless you're recording with your cell phone pretty close up. Get yourself a decent microphone. That's really all that matters, because our phones shoot 4K, 1080. You don't need fancy equipment. So Christopher just asked me in the chat, what do you use to record? That's a great question. I've got $5,000 cameras, and then I've got my cell phone. And you guys know what? The videos that perform the best on my channel have been the ones I've shot with my cell phone. Let me just show you real quick the #1 performing video on my channel, and you guys are going to be like, really? Like after all the other videos you've done, that's the best performing one? And then, so I'm going to show you real quick this video, close up of a face, which is we as humans, we're programmed to seek our attention on another human face. Because as babies, we are always trying to look for our mother's face because we know we're going to get fed. So it's in our psyche to look for faces. So if you can put your face, even if you think you're ugly, if you think you look too young, too old, to anything, just put your face. It doesn't matter. Then get over yourself. People are going to watch you because they're going to want to know the information. So I put my face really worried in this picture with a background of what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Florida. And what do you think about when we talk about Florida? Beaches. So I'm at the beach, shot like 20 pictures on my cell phone, picked the one that I wanted, and then I wrote on the thumbnail, Florida remorse, ? You can't see because the timestamp is on it, but let me just I'll thumb through it real quick and show you guys why this video has almost 600,000 views, and I shot it with a cell phone.
What does it mean to be a featherless, two-legged, linguistically conscious creature born between you?
That's not me, by the way, guys.
I have a YouTube channel.
Okay, so watch this.
I have a YouTube channel. Yeah, I'm giving my 3-month experience of living in Naples. You should check it out. It's Culture Estate. I promise you won't be in it. If you're watching this video, it's probably...
All right, you see what I did there? I didn't start the video trying to sell somebody something. I started it with catching people's attention. And this lady perfectly just came into my video as soon as I was going to start recording. And she started asking me questions. And the camera was rolling. So as I'm giving her my explanation of what I'm doing, and then I go back to edit the video, I'm like, you know what? This is actually a good way to start the video. So it worked. It worked. It was a little bit, serendipitous, but it was perfect to start the video. So let me just keep going real quick.
Probably because you're considering moving to Florida. I did the exact same thing many months ago when I researched where to live in Florida and if I should move at all. Well, in this video, I'm going to give you my 3-month experience of how it's been for me living down in Florida and whether it was a good idea or am I going to be moving back. But you're going to have to wait to the end of the video for me to let you know what I've decided to do. In the meantime,
you see, watch to the end of the video so I can tell you what I'm actually going to do. So that's what Belinda did.
I'm going to cover the top 5 most commonly asked questions. So
listicles, those are called, these videos are called listicles, where they're videos that you list things. People love listing things. So if you can do top 3, top 5, whatever, like any top whatever, or worst 5 or worst 3, whatever, people love those because they want to get to number 1 or they want to get to number 5. So they stay longer. So that's another thing you guys can take away from this.
Such as the expense of living in Florida, the weather in Florida, the schools, the taxes, and the lifestyle. So if you're interested in learning about any of those things, you're going to want to hang on. But before we get started, if you're new to the channel, my name is Louis and this is Culture Estate. If you'd like to learn about everything to do with money trends and business, you're going to want to subscribe to the channel. And don't hesitate to leave a question down below. And if I get enough of the same question, I'll even develop a whole video around it. So leave it down below, guys, and let's get started. Number 1 on my list would probably be the weather. For a lot of people, they're escaping cold winters. And if you're anything like me, you probably remember getting into a plane when it's been freezing wherever you live, and then stepping out of a plane somewhere tropical, maybe like Florida, and it's super warm. And you just never want to leave that. So what I've accomplished to do down here in Florida is exactly that. So as you can see, right now I'm filming this and it is November, early November. I think it's November 7th today. And there's plenty of people on the beach. It's probably like 85 to 90 degrees right now. And
spoiled.
I couldn't ask for a better, nicer day. It's a little bit overcast, but at times we have a lot of sun today. And back home, it's almost been freezing. It's been snowing. And I'm not in no rush to get back to that. But some of the downsides of living in Florida for many people is that they're worried about hurricanes. And now that's a very valid concern because there are hurricanes. As a matter of fact, the most commonly hit place in Florida for hurricanes is the Northwest, the Panhandle. And where I live is Southwest. And we're number 2 on that list. But this year, luckily, we haven't had any hurricanes at all. But most recently, in the last few years, we've even seen hurricanes hitting New Jersey. And that's where I migrated from. So hurricanes wasn't really a big issue for me. As long as we have enough time to prepare for them, I think hurricanes would probably just have to be a little bit of a nuisance. But luckily for us this year, it hasn't been really any hurricanes to worry about. I mean, knock on wood, it's November. I think the hurricane season's over. So I don't want to be calling it too soon before we maybe get a category 5. If you want to know more statistics about hurricanes.
Okay, so what I'm doing as I'm walking is I'm creating a more of a visual for you guys, because I'm not just sitting there talking. I'm showing you the beach and I'm getting your attention by walking while I'm talking, because you know, when you're looking at something for so long and it doesn't change, you start to drift off. But these walking videos perform really well. So if you guys want to do a video like this, I suggest that you just get a little stabilizer for your cell phone. You can get one for like $100, I think maybe even cheaper, and throw your cell phone on it and just go for a walk. I would just suggest you guys get good sound, because on the beach you wouldn't have gotten good sound if I didn't have the microphone. And then do something exactly like that. It's not rocket science. So really hardly any editing went into this video. It was more about the information. I didn't really have to go crazy with too much stuff. But as you can see, I'm giving people the pros and the cons, because the questions I'm answering are a lot of things that people ask, like hurricanes. Aren't you worried about hurricanes? I never was, because it's not like an earthquake where you don't get any warning, or it's not like, you know, a monsoon or something. You know, you've got time to prepare. You know, they give you days in advance, maybe sometimes even longer. So I'm giving people my perspective. So let me just play a little more, and then I'll skip to the end and I'll show you guys how I wrapped it up.
Hurricanes. Well, in Northwest Florida, there's been 65 total hurricanes. And where I live in Southwest, there's been 49 hurricanes.
Let me skip
in
to
Southeast Florida, there's been 49.
If you guys look here, there's times of the video where people rewound, because there's these little bumps where people actually wanted to go back and hear the information again. I'll show you what kind of information that was. Let's check out this one real quick.
Maybe not run down either. You could definitely find great housing between 250 to 300,000. So that is definitely one.
Yeah, that was like a year and a half ago. That doesn't apply.
One of the reasons why a lot of people come down here, because in some states like New Jersey, 250,000 can't even get you a decent condo. Now, even though $350,000 to $400,000 may seem like a lot of money for a decent home in a good area, it's actually not that bad when you factor in the taxes. The taxes here in Florida, on an average, are 0.98% of the assessed value. So what that means is whatever the tax assessor feels your home is worth, they're going to tax you at about 0.98%. Now, that varies from county to county. So for instance, here in Collier County, we're on the lower side. I think we pay about 0.7% of the home's value. That's what we would pay in taxes.
Okay, so that's the reason why people rewound that part, because they wanted to know about the financials. They wanted to know about money. Now let's go.
Right.
Yeah, that's important. So let's go to this peak. This peak seems to be really important.
$1,500 to $2,600. If you think I was lying about it being hot here in Florida, well, I'm sweating profusely. If I didn't need to keep this microphone on me, I'd probably take my shirt off, because I'm pretty hot right now. But I'm doing this for you guys. I'm doing it for you too. Now let me talk to you guys about number 3, and that's outdoor living. Outdoor.
Right, maybe that was why. Maybe they thought it was funny.
They were waiting for you to take your shirt off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were waiting for you to take your
You
shirt
want
off.
to eat healthy and feel your best. You gotta try Cachava. Cachava is the
There it
world.
is. You guys are wondering.
St. Johns County District in St. Augustine.
All right, so this is another time. This part here, it got
is probably one of the.
It got a lot of attention. I don't know why it's not popping up, but this part here got a lot of attention because I was rattling off schools.
Best. Number 2 would be the Sarasota County Schools. And then number 3 would be Collier County Public Schools. And that's where I am, Collier County. So if you want to do some of your own research, I'll leave a link down below where you can see how all the school districts rank. Okay, so now let me.
Okay, so what you guys have to kind of understand is when you dissect your videos later on, and you see that there's these spikes in viewership or spikes in rewinds, it means you can develop a whole video around that. So the fact that I got a big spike in taxes and I got a big spike in schools, that means I can go back and create a whole video on that now, because I know that people are going to engage with that. You know, maybe I'll do it with my shirt off too, that I can get even more attention. But that's what your videos are telling you. They're telling you what to look for. When you have your eyes open, you know what to look for, then you understand. Now, the last part of this video, what I did was I wrapped it up with my wrap up was my experience. Okay, so now that I've told you all the facts, here, let me tell you my story. Okay, so I saved my story for the end because I wanted people to stick around to the end. So and now this, people ask me a lot, what camera were you using here? Now here I wasn't using my cell phone. Here I was using my $5,000 camera, which I don't suggest you guys use on the beach. It's very dangerous. But you can kind of tell the quality difference, but it makes no difference whatsoever because you had to have watched my first 12 minutes to get to this part of the video. Do you guys understand? But now at least you can see the difference in quality, all right?
I can tell you about some of the things that I actually dislike and I'm not crazy about living down here in Florida. One of the things, especially where I live in this area of Naples, is that everything shuts down about 9 p.m. So if you're looking to have a good time and you want to go out, you're probably gonna have to travel to Tampa, Fort Lauderdale, or Miami, and each one of those places is a few hours away. So for myself, I remember getting ready at 9 o'clock when I was growing up. And luckily, I'm not a party person anymore, but if I want to stay out a little bit later, well, I'm going to have to go somewhere else. And that's something I'm not crazy about. So definitely had to let you know about that. If you're considering coming out to Southwest Florida, that's where I am. And if I want to go out somewhere, I'm going to have to probably make a weekend out of it and go get a hotel somewhere. So if you're looking for a nightlife, try somewhere else. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is if you're considering moving to Miami, you have to make sure you're aware of this. I remember growing up, Miami was one of the favorite places that I always wanted to live in. And ever since I've been down here and I've been going to Miami a few times, I noticed that Miami is not what it used to be. For one, there's a lot of homeless people. There's an issue right now with that. It seems like almost everywhere you turn, in either Brickell, downtown, or in South Beach, you see homeless people everywhere. And it's a big problem. I know that in California, they're having that same issue. And I hope that Miami doesn't turn into the same type of environment, because you will see a lot of people leaving, maybe not the state, but definitely going to be moving out of the city. And the other thing about Miami is that it's very locked down. It seems like the city has put a big mandate on people not really having some of the common liberties that you have everywhere else, such as you got to work.
All right, this can go on for a while. So let me just wrap it up towards the end, and then you guys can see how I finished it.
Never go back to Jersey, not because I hate Jersey, but the question is, am I going back to Jersey or am I staying here in Florida? Well, to be honest with you, absolutely not. I would never go back to Jersey, not because I hate Jersey, but I just love Florida that much. I mean, yeah, there's some little things, but it's nothing compared to the quality of life that we've now inherited. My parents go on walks every single day. I go bike riding with my girls almost every single day. And those types of things you can only do a few months out of the year back home. So absolutely not. I'm going to plant some roots down here in Florida. So if you're still on the fence about leaving the state that you're currently in, and you want to find out if the same reasons why I left are the same reasons you want to leave, then check out the video that's on the screen right now. But before you go, don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you over there in just a few seconds.
All right, so you see what I did at the end, guys, how I directed them to my next video?
Yes.
That's exactly what you guys need to do, because you need to create longer watch sessions. If you can create longer watch sessions, your channel is going to blow up, and that's really important. Real quick, let me just share something else with you guys before I let you guys go. Thumbnails do matter. So, and titles, they do matter. Now, there's something to be said about sensationalism and and whatever the case may be. But whenever you have a video that performs well, dissect it. So what I mean by that is that I want to show you guys that in this video, I looked worried. You know, people gravitate more to fear. That's why when you watch the news never says, great news, guys, everything is going to be great and there's no more. Never. It's always the train derailed and killed 100 people and you're going to have to be homeless and it's like, oh my God, the end of the world is always around the corner. And that's just the way that people, they just like that more. It just gets their attention. Like they buy fear. People want fear. So if you can kind of instill a little fear in your video, such as, did I make a mistake by moving to Florida? Like propose a question that could be like, maybe trigger that nerve. Will I ever get used to living in Naples, Florida? And I look like, oh my God, I want to like, what's going on here? Living in Naples, Florida is not what you think it is. You know, it doesn't mean I'm saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's not what you think it is. It's an open-ended question. So if you can kind of work on your thumbnails where you kind of look a little spooked and you ask a question that could go be either right or wrong or bad or good, you know, or, you know, like some of the videos I created, that the 10 most dangerous cities in Florida, 51,000 views. Will I ever get living in Naples is not what you think it is, 62,000 views. Will I ever get used to living in Florida, 73,000 views. The true cost of living in Florida, truth will shock you, 125,000 views. Like these are the things you have to kind of pick up on in order to create videos that people are going to want to watch, because they want to know, holy moly, am I making a big mistake? So if you could do that, you will be on the right track, guys. You'll definitely be the leader in your space for whatever you're trying, whatever category it is, whether that's moving to Georgia, selling in New Jersey, because just because you guys haven't left Jersey doesn't mean you can't make videos like this. You guys can make videos like, why is everyone leaving New Jersey? And then everyone who wants to leave New Jersey sees your video and they're like, oh my God, this guy Chris, or this guy Alejandro, I like this guy. I want to list my house with him because he's telling me why everyone's leaving and where I could leave. Where are the top 5 places people are moving to? From New Jersey, from New York, from wherever you're from. It doesn't mean that you have to be in a new city like I am, or like Belinda did, or like Brent is. Just be creative and come up with what people are looking for. The trend right now, guys, is that people are migrating. So Trend Jack, use that information and create a whole video on it. If you're new in a city, vlog your experience. And I know I think Sophia was on this call. She's rather new to Miami. So is Steven. You guys can. Miami has got so many people moving to Miami. It's becoming like the next major tech hub. If you can't vlog and get people to interact with you on a video in Miami, then there's big problems. We're like Belinda's getting viewership in West Georgia. Like come on, like Miami should be a no-brainer. So if you guys are in some of these more populated areas, don't hesitate, guys. Don't overthink it. Just do it. You're going to see, the results will come. Just be patient. All right. So what do you guys have as far as feedback? What are you guys thinking?
Does it matter the duration of the video?
YouTube likes 8 to 16 minutes. So anywhere between 12 is good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can everyone smile? I want to take a photo. Thank you.
If I could just give you some feedback, Sarah, that video that Louis highlighted of me, the common consensus I got across the board when I sent out, it was too slow and it was too boring. So thanks Louis for your encouragement, but
yeah.
If I were going to do it again, I would cut it in half and I would keep it moving. I would try to pick up my speed, my pace of speaking was too slow, and everything about it, Louis said it in a kind way, but what he was saying is that it should have come earlier and it should have come more often. So just because you asked that question, I would say that it was too long. Louis can do 16 to 19 minutes because he's the champ, but I'm not there yet. So the feedback was, I need to get in. If YouTube wants 8 to 16, I need to master 8. And then maybe go up from there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Introduce a break or interruption every 30 seconds. That would really help your videos. But to give Brett more credit, I do want to show you guys one video that I think is really outstanding and will get more views, which is this one.
2011.
You see, this is going to be like night and day. And if you guys got to go, you guys can go. But I just want to show you guys something.
It was the beacher that said Siesta Key is the #1 beach in
the 5 most popular beaches in Sarasota. All right, I'm interested.
United States. So I'm going to take you down and we're going to actually walk on the beach, on the sugar sand, and you're going to vicariously enjoy it through these little feet of mine right here. And then we're going to talk a little bit while we get our toes wet in the beautiful Gulf of Mexico. Now, Siesta Key, it's an island. We crossed over the South Bridge. We're going to be, after a walk on the beach, we're going to go north and cross over the North Beach, go back to the Sarasota. Then we'll make our way up to the other keys. But Siesta Key, #1 beach in the United States of America. Come on, guys. I'm telling you, man, we are in for a treat. First thing you do when you hit the sugar sand is you take your flip-flop off, and then you make your way down. You see the umbrellas in the background over there, Gulf of Mexico. So, guys.
Okay. With this video, I think you guys will agree. This one is way more engaging than the other video. It it's not represented in the amount of views it has yet, but I'm telling you right now, it's more engaging because he's taking us with him. I feel like we're going out together. This is like we're hanging out, right? Do you guys agree?
Agreed, 100%.
The only thing I suggest is it's taking you 1 minute and 20 seconds to get to the beach. I would have preferred if you started where you took your flip-flops off and then had us on the beach within the first 30 seconds. And what I love that he did in this video is look how engaging he is with people.
You're just finishing up or just making your way down to Siesta Beach?
We're just finishing up.
No way.
Yes.
So what do you like about Siesta Beach?
Free parking and white sand and lots of, it's really family friendly.
All right. Have you been to other beaches in the area?
Yeah, Longboat Key
Longboat.
and Cocoa Beach.
Which you like better?
Longboat.
Longboat, wow.
Yeah. Just not as many people.
Not as many people. How about you, bud? Which one's your favorite?
This is my first time here, in Florida.
Nice. But Siesta pretty hard to beat.
So far, yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Hey, Brent, if somebody told you that you'd be recording people taking a shower, would you believe them?
Yeah, Pastor man.
Yeah, Pastor man.
Hard to convince the congregation.
But did you ask their permission before you started recording them?
No.
What I love about it. That's why he sneaks up on people. That's what I love about this video. It's so organic. Yeah. Check it out. Keep going. Well, let me show you guys a couple more.
Part of the Great White North, eh?
Eh?
Yeah.
Yes. 95 miles south of the Canadian border.
Well, what brought you down here?
Friends.
Friends.
Yes.
What brought you to Siesta Key Beach?
Friends. Wanted us to see the white sand.
And they call it sugar sand.
Sugar sand.
So, have you been to other beaches in this area?
Turtle
Beach. Tell me about Turtle Beach.
It was good. It's good, different sand, but it was good. It was a calm day. It was beautiful.
It's more coarse sand on Turtle Beach.
Oh, yes.
And Turtle Beach is rockier than this, right on the shoreline. And you know, it's really that beach is known for snorkeling.
Yep.
Coral reefs, seashelling, and beautiful fish life on the coral reefs. Well, ladies, thanks for chatting. Have a great day.
Thank you for letting us know.
Oh,
Take
you're
care.
welcome. You're welcome. Where are you from?
Argentina.
Argentina. Have you
I
been?
live in Orlando.
You live in Orlando. Have you been to Siesta Key Beach before?
Yes, I like so much.
Yeah. Now, do you speak Spanish?
Yes.
What would you say to all?
All right, this guy on the corner is like, dude, will you stop talking to my girl?
Why they should come to Siesta Key?
Vengan a conocer Siesta Key. Es hermoso.
How about you?
This is my first time here.
You like it?
We love it. We do actually, yeah.
What do you like best about Siesta Key Beach?
Just the sand is so clear, the water.
Yeah, so Brent goes on and on and on and talking to people about their experience and everyone about, like, you know, the beaches and all that, which is great, right? I think the the reason why this video hasn't picked up enough traction yet is most likely because I want to say it hasn't hit the algorithm yet, but I would probably, now that I'm watching this video for a second or third time, I would probably do a title like, "You'll never believe what people are saying about Sarasota," or "You'll never believe what people have to say about Sarasota beaches," and then make like a worried face on the video, on the thumbnail. And I think it would probably get more intriguing views. Top 5 best beaches in Sarasota. This was an experiment to see how it's worked. I think since the video is good, in my opinion, I think the video is good. It's not reflecting in the views. It would have to be the thumbnail and the title. So I would keep experimenting with thumbnails and titles until you get it right. because the video is good. The video is good, and like I think the way you wrap it up, it was also good. You recorded all it throughout the day and into the night, showing people nighttime
And Louis,
views.
you said that we could change the title of a video without removing the video, right?
Right, so let me just pause this now. So what were you saying, Belinda? I think you were saying something.
Yeah, you said that at the end you was going to show us how to change the title of the video without pulling down the video off of YouTube.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So if you just go to your YouTube, whatever studio, you can go in here and you can edit any video you want. So for instance, like this video that I have right up here, if I just go to my analytics for this video, and I could just click on details here, I can change the thumbnail by going in here, or I can just change the title by going up in here. Now check out the title of this video. This is a perfect example. Confronting a car salesman in Naples. I can't believe he did this. Now, do you guys know if he did something good or bad?
No. Nope.
Doesn't it look like we're about to
Curious. I'm
Doesn't it look like
curious.
we're about to square off with this guy? Like we're about to fight?
Yep, looked like he just said something out the way.
Yeah, he's the nicest guy in the world. I mean, look what this guy did.
How often do you think about your poop? Now, some people think about their poop a lot, others not so much. You know that every time.
Sorry.
What is going on,
That's a good
everyone?
intro.
Thank you for joining me today. I want to share a story with you guys that I know is going to hit close to home. I love my parents and I love taking care of my parents. And recently, they called me when they were at their grocery store and accidentally, they didn't have any money in their checking account. It was only in their savings account. So when they went to go check out at the grocery line, they didn't have any money. So as she called me to let me know, hey, could you help me transfer some money over so I could pay for the groceries? This very generous man right behind her actually paid for all of her groceries. And it wasn't just $50, it was a few $100s worth of groceries. So then when I called my mom back to let her know that the money had been transferred over, she told me, oh my God, you'll never believe this, but this very nice young man just paid for my groceries. And I said, there is no way possible we're gonna allow him to just pay. Just sit tight, go find him, and I'll come by there and pay for him, and I'll give him the money back. And she did find him, and she said, excuse me, my son wants to talk to you. But all he could say was, don't worry about it. It's nothing, it's okay. So today what we're gonna do is we're gonna pay back the favor. We're here at Best Buy, and we're gonna buy him a very nice gift, and we're gonna drop it off at his car dealership. So you're not gonna wanna miss this, guys. It's gonna be really cool, especially this time of year during Christmas. Let's go ahead inside, guys, and see what we.
So you see, guys, a video doesn't necessarily have to be about real estate. It could be about anything. And then just somehow be creative enough to tie it back in to real estate. Because obviously, like, you know, the way I tied it back in is like, you know, these are the kinds of people that you run into in Naples. You guys are thinking about buying a house down here, you know, make sure you buy a car with this gentleman, you know, and I plugged them like 3 or 4 times in the video. But the thumbnail doesn't reflect that, because if my thumbnail says, this car salesman is one of the nicest people in the world, and I would have pictured me shaking his hand, I guarantee you it would have probably got like 100 views, but it's got almost 10,000 in a few weeks. So, you know, that's kind of what you had, controversy and all that kind of stuff. That's what really works. Another thing also that Sophie brought up here is that batch content. She said, you know, pump out 30, 40 videos and then, you know, drop them over time, which is good. You know, if you could just block out a day of the week and just record 5 videos that day and just have them ready and drop one a week. I mean, that's a good strategy as well. The other good thing about that is that the more videos you do consistently back to back, the better you're going to get at it. You know, so you're kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone there. So that's a really good way of doing it. I'm gonna see if anything else in here.
Louis, can you change your own thumbnail photo, or do you have to go to Fiverr to have them do that?
No, you can create your own thumbnail video, and you could just shoot it with your cell phone. You know, just hold it up like this and shoot yourself worried on the beach, and then you could just upload it. You can even edit the picture on your iPhone, do a little color correction. Anybody could do it. You just take the picture and hit the edit button. You can play around with the settings, and they make it look like a Photoshop Lightroom or Photoshop picture. It looks amazing. So if you do that, I guarantee you that you will get a reaction. You know, so that reaction might be better, it might be worse. You just got to track your numbers. What I mean by tracking your numbers is you go into your YouTube studio like I showed you before, in your YouTube studio, you're going to have analytics for each video. So for instance, if I go to this video, or I just go to content and I see which video do I want to get analytics on, let's just say I want analytics on this video that didn't perform really well, the no dogs video. If I wanted analytics on it, I go click on analytics right here on the left, and then I can see here how this video has performed, where people are dropping off. I can see all the information that I need to see and see why it's not performing well. And if I don't find anything wrong with it whatsoever, then the reason why it's not performing well is because there's not enough of a relevant audience for this video. That's basically, it's too niche. You know, so, you know, but if there's other things you can do to help it out, then you might be able to change something about it. But your analytics will tell you a lot.
One side note, when you move to the South, you do forget how to wear shoes. So Brent, thank you for reminding me. I don't I don't wear shoes, you know, it's just Crocs and flip-flops and slides and Skechers.
Yeah, for sure. It's true. And shoes are kind of like a luxury around here. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess the last thing I'll tell you guys is, let's see, I think where someone said something here. Yeah, I think we covered a lot today. I don't want to overwhelm you guys. You guys obviously consumed a lot. The most important thing is just go out there and do it. Just record. Don't be too hung up over how you look or what you sound like, because I did it. Everyone else did. You know, everyone goes through it in the beginning. They're worried about what they look or sound like. Just get it done. Make the information relevant. Get comfortable with the camera and just put the content out there. And I guarantee you, people will react and they will contact you.
This was amazing. Lots of information.
Very good. Very
Yeah.
good.
I'm glad you guys.
I wrote a lot of notes.
Cool. Yeah, this video will be obviously shared into the YouTube page that the YouTube page that we have for our recordings here. So I'll go ahead and share that with everyone after we're done here too, if you need to circle back to it.
Sure.
But yeah, I think Belinda learned a lot from her video, what she could do better. Brett learned a lot what he could do better. So this is a really good, I think lesson for everyone. Cool. All right. Anyone else?
Lewis, I wanted to ask, like, what sources do you use to help you out with with the videos?
When you say sources, you mean like editor or anything like that?
No, as far as like giving it structure, the formula that you use when you ask certain questions that you might ask to engage the audience.
Yeah, that's a really good question. So let me show you guys. I'm taking up a lot of your time here, but hopefully you guys are getting a good info.
While you're looking for that, can I say something?
Go for it.
I know Lewis pointed out a lot of things in my video, and I want to tell you the truth. What he pointed out, things that I did, it was no structure. It was just truly, genuinely my story.
Mm-hmm.
It was just my story.
Yeah, it really is. It's easy as that. Just tell a story, guys. Okay, if you guys really want to kind of break it down to something visual, video components, opening section, just tell them what you're going to tell them, and then the body, and then the closing, and then some tips along the way. So I'll share this with you guys all right now, okay? This is an easy way for you guys to kind of structure a video. Thank you for reminding me of that. Giving you guys all my best stuff. Hope you guys.
Thank you.
Oh, and I also say that anybody else that's doing a video, Lewis' video and his description, if you look at one of his and mine, I copied and pasted and just changed all the information to my information.
Oh yeah, descriptions matter.
Yeah, or how people contact me. I just copied it from Lewis and pasted onto mine and change it to my information.
Yeah, descriptions matter because YouTube takes information from your description, from your thumbnail, from what you're saying,
so
from everywhere. It's called metadata. So it takes information, and the more you can talk about what you're going to talk about in your description and in your video and in your thumbnail and all the places in between, YouTube picks up on that. Now I see Belinda here has about 10 hashtags here in her description. YouTube will only pick up 3. So just
Okay.
pick your best 3 here, Belinda. That's all
Mhm.
you need. And when you do your, on the back end, when you're here, you can put as many hashtags as you want down
Okay.
here in this area, okay? Now, as you can
Okay.
see, I only have 4 hashtags. I could have put 50 if I wanted to. But what I've learned is that hashtags don't matter that much. As long as you give YouTube a general idea what the video is about, you don't have to go crazy with the hashtags. So just make sure that you're not all over the place. In your title, you're talking about a car salesman, and here you're talking about, you know, because I mentioned Naples up here, and here you're talking about Bitcoin, and down here you're talking about quality of life in New Jersey. You know, like you got to be all consistent. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Cool.
Yes, thank you so much.
No worries. All right. I think we're pretty much good. We're way over on time, but thank you guys for sticking with us.
Oh my God, I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So I'm sorry. I think somebody was about to say something.
I just said thanks, Louis. That was very helpful.
Oh, no worries. No worries. Well, Brent, while you're unmuted, would you mind taking us out with a prayer, my brother?
Love to.
Thank you.
God, you've given us creativity because you're the God that created all things. And we just turn our attention to you as we close our time together. We ask you to work out your plan in our life. Purpose is defined as that for which a thing was created. And you tell us why we were created as human beings, for we are God's workmanship, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. Would you help us this day to realize that it may be the things that we didn't plan on doing, but you planned for us, that are the most significant things we'll do this day. So let us view the interruptions as our greatest opportunities for your name's sake. And in your name, Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. You guys are amazing. I loved this training today. I think you guys got a lot out of it. So appreciate you guys. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lou. Thanks, Lou.
Thank you.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.